Hey, Buff Nation, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Coming up in the Buffalo Stampede, we talk about the Buffs football loss to Utah with Andy Lindahl. Talk about men's basketball victories. They blew out Northern Colorado. The CU women get a Pac-12 home win over Utah. And we talked to Carl Durrell about not playing this weekend, but getting ready for a bowl game. That's all coming up right now on the Buffalo Stampede.
Touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado! And the Buffaloes find the end zone. How about that?
Beautiful shot for the Colorado can celebrate.
Here comes Ralphie and your Colorado Buffaloes.
Time she'll take it. Maya's good from out top.
Let me hear you, Buff fans.
She's gonna fire the shot. Goal, Buffaloes.
Holy cow! What a play by Colorado! For three, they made him pay. For the Buffaloes, Rice is going to take it at the 30, running straight ahead. He's got room at the 40. Here he goes. Cuts to his left. He's got a punter to beat. He's still on his feet. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado!
Well, there was one of two big plays by freshman Brendan Rice, but the Buffaloes fall for the first time in 2020. 38-21 as the Buffs lose to Utah here at Folsom Field. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Andy Lindahl worked the sidelines for us on the radio side. Disappointing. Buffs got down early, fought back in it, took that early lead. In fact, got a 61-yard touchdown by Brendan Rice. But after that, Andy, it was only Utah in the second half.
Yeah, it wasn't a good second half for Colorado, and in part because you lose Nate Lamb into an injury, and you just felt a lot of juice come out of that team when that happened. I thought some things were going to be okay. Both receivers, were showing themselves, both Chenault and Rice, doing a good job, making some big plays. But just not enough in the end, and this is just an all-too-familiar theme when it comes to playing Utah.
You never got the sense that the Buffaloes on offense really found much traction out there. They had the punt return. They had a 21-yard reception by Maurice Bell in this one. You got that one play to start the second half. But outside of that, it just wasn't consistency on the offensive side.
No, it wasn't. And you know what? They had to go away from their run game. We knew that Utah had a really physical front inside, but they really dominated those inside lanes that, frankly, the Buffs' run game has been feasting off of the last few games. And Jarek Broussard, he just never found that same rhythm. Still found a way to get near 100 yards this game, so that's impressive, but just not the same rhythm. That run game shows you how important it's been this year to really keying the whole CU offense.
You talked about Levante Chenault, Laviska's brother, of course, Brendan Rice. There's some young talent in this team that's awful exciting now.
Yeah, there's plenty to be excited for as we look at the last couple games of the year. And this offense, I think, is going to be an offense that can be very interesting. Frankly, I still think the offensive line has shown great improvement. I think they've been a physical bunch. But that Utah team, Gary Barnett said it on the broadcast, they've got an established physical culture. They showed it today.
Yeah, the Buffaloes will lose for the first time in 2020. Before the game, we took a look at the unique helmets the Buffs had for this contest.
Coach had a project that he wanted to do for the players. All of our players are really active in social injustice initiatives and things like that. And Coach had an idea, for the guys and a new look for one game this season. So we got together, kind of came up with some ideas. There's more, we're going to black out a lot of the stickers that are normally a gold chrome for us on our helmets, just to kind of show our support. From the norm, what we did is we basically took the black gloss number stickers off of our gold helmet. We're going to put it on our flat black helmet. We did some switching of the colors in our Ralphie and our Pac-12 logo. Everything is going to be gloss. We really want it to pop off the mat. The front bumpers will have a message that is written in gold, in a chrome gold, and then the back bumper, we have 5 words that all the players are going to be able to choose from, and they'll be able to choose what word goes on the back of their helmet. On the side, we'll keep the EH has been with us all year. That'll be in gold as well. It's a really fun project, for us, just because it allows us to kind of use our skills to demonstrate our support, not only for those movements, but for our players. They're smart kids and they're great kids and they're very involved in what's going on right now out in the world. And for us, it's our little bit to help them. I'm really excited. I can honestly say this is probably the most excited I've been to see a helmet out on the field.
Well, the Buffaloes lose for the first time in 2020. Andy, you mentioned it just a moment ago about the loss in the middle of the second quarter when Nate Landman went down to a lower leg injury. Looked like it might be kind of an Achilles or something along those lines. When you take the heart and soul out of that defense, everything changed after that.
Yeah, and you know, like I was trying to figure out in the second half, and I don't know if you're looking at the same thing, because Utah found its run game, and I don't think it was coincidental that it happened after Landman went out. I thought, okay, did they come out? Did they make better adjustments? Did the Buffs show them something in that front seven they weren't quite ready for? Because the Buffs had absolutely swallowed up that Utah run game in the first half.
Right.
But then I started thinking, you know, you just don't have Landman getting there. He knows the keys. He knows what he's looking at. I talked to Bobby Passavento about how quarterbacks have to study in order to not stare down receivers and go through progressions. And he talked about all the work you do during the week, watching film and getting ready for what you're going to see. I think with Landman out of there, I don't think the Buffs have a linebacker ready to step up and be that smart, that field general. And look, you and I both know, we all love the next man up mentality. Nate Landman's like Von Miller. It's not a next man up thing where someone's going to replace that kind of player.
Nate is one of those special guys. His instincts are phenomenal. And when he was out of there, guys just aren't quite doing the same thing. And, you know, Gary Barnett pointed out during our broadcast, Nate's one of those guys, too, that kind of holds everybody accountable out there. And so you're missing kind of that heart and soul. Now for the Buffaloes, they've still got something to look forward to. You got a game next week. We're not exactly sure what that looks like right now for Saturday and a bowl game. So this group's got to regroup here quickly.
Yeah, hit the hot tub. I think you and I'd like to do that. It's been a chilly day, and I look like a wet dog after wearing a hat all day. But they've got to regroup, put this behind them, and frankly, some new voices now have to be heard because with Landman out of there, and Sam Neuer looks a little dinged up to me. There's got to be some other guys ready to keep to finish this thing off right and not let this go south.
Yeah, Sam Neuer did leave the ball game at one point. Tyler Lytle came in. Sam did come back out, but yeah, you can tell he's a little dinged up at this point as well. That's Andy Lindahl. He worked the sidelines for us in a radio broadcast. We'll take a time out here in the Buffalo Stampede. We'll continue to break down the Buffs' first loss of the season as they fall to Utah 38-21.
A tough man inside, 6'8", and he goes about 265. And Batty did his work early.
Yeah, he's a dominant left shoulder player. When he gets that low in the paint, he can finish at any angle on the backboard, and he finds a way to find those angles, and he is a will and determined player around the rim.
And there's some plays by the big fella, an 81-45 victory by the Buffaloes as they knock off Northern Colorado here at the Event Center. Hi, everybody. Back in the Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, Evan Batty, 14 points, 8 rebounds. Buffaloes get back in their winning ways. Well, congratulations on this one.
Thank you.
You guys coming off that loss to Tennessee. We're looking for some feel-good out there. And I know you guys worked on some things offensively, and things seem to work out for you.
Yeah, we felt like we defended well against Tennessee, and our offense was a really big letdown against Tennessee, and we wanted to fix that. So, we worked a ton on offense and ball screens and all that, spacing, and it really came to fruition during this game. So, I'm glad we, figured it out. I'm glad of the way we fought back and bounced back against that loss. So, I'm happy.
In a ball game like this, Evan, when you get up big and you guys are up by 24 at the break, up by as many as 40-some, is it hard to maintain focus all the time when things do get a little bit out of hand like that?
Yeah, it's a challenge to not lose that edge. To keep that edge, it requires some mental toughness and mental stability to really keep that edge and keep that attention to detail. So I feel like we kept it for the most part today. We got a little lazy on the offensive end and a little lackadaisical, but overall, I'm proud.
It was good to see you were productive out there. Dallas Walton was productive. He went in double digits as well and 3 blocks as well. Getting you guys, and I know when you play with a guy like McKinley, you know the ball's coming your way, right?
Right. It's about time I made some shots. So, McKinley, did an unbelievable job of looking for me early and really establishing that inside presence. And that's a focal point in our program. We want to play inside out. So, it's really good to really make some shots, and get the win.
Buffaloes get the victory 81-45 over Northern Colorado. And after the ball game, we heard from McKinley Wright.
It's huge for us. You know, coming off that loss at Tennessee, which is a game we thought we could have won. We were in position to win late. We choked that one off, and you know, it feels good to get back out here and get a win under our belt. And we knew that we needed to come out and play hard and play together to get this win. Our last two games before this one, which was Tennessee and Kansas State, we struggled. Both of those games we were in deep holes. You know, at Kansas State we were able to dig ourselves out and come out with a win there. At Tennessee, which is a really talented group, you know, top 12 in the country, we couldn't dig ourselves out of that one. So the biggest thing I took away from that Tennessee loss was coming out aggressive and making sure my team gets off to a fast start. Every offseason I feel like I can get better. I mean, that's the way you got to approach the offseason. You know, the things I focused on was becoming a better leader, watching more film than I did the last 3 years, improving my three-point jump shot, and taking care of the ball. Those are my biggest focuses this offseason. And I'm a winner. That's the way I was born. That's the way I was brought up. You know, my high school, you know, I tell people this story. In 4 years there, I lost 11 games, or we lost 11 games throughout high school. So that's just been, you know, the way I brought up. You know, my AAU team, we were top 3 in the country. We won a lot of games there. So, you know, I'm just a winner. I don't care what it takes, what I have to do, what I have to sacrifice. I just want to win.
19 points for McKinley Wright. He had 7 assists, only 1 turnover in the victory for the Buffaloes as they win 81-45 over Northern Colorado. So we continue with Evan Batty. Tell me, what's it like playing out here? When, you know, we got the cutout fans out here, but, you know, I know how you might love just interacting with the fan base. They're not here. What's that like playing out there when there's no one live in the stands?
Yeah. I think you know more than anybody. I love the fans here. You know, I love everything they do, the support they have for me and my team. So, you know, I miss them incredibly, and I wish they were here. But we're playing for them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, every time we put on these jerseys, you know, we represent them. So, you know, it's an honor.
Evan, you're a big picture guy, and listen, we know there are things a lot more important than sports and basketball.
Right.
You know, culture, everyone's going through a lot of stuff right now, but this is really a learning experience for you guys, isn't it, in terms of trying to navigate these troubled waters of this season?
Yeah, you know, it's taught us a lot, and it's taught us to stay together more than everything. You know, I don't know if you saw the Jabari PS5 thing.
I did. How about that? Who was the guy that was behind that deal?
Jabari was behind it.
Yeah.
You know, because he was there when the scamming happened. But, you know, he sent a message to all of us saying, you know, just pitch in $50, $60, you know, whatever it is, and, you know, get him a new one. And, you know, it was no second guessing for any of our players. You know, everybody wanted to do it because we know, you know, we love Jabari, and we know he loves us. And, you know, I'm so proud of this team and so proud of the love we have for each other. So. Yeah, what Evan's referring to, Jabari Walker got scammed on a PS5. Yeah.
And the team got behind him, pooled their money, and got him one. So you can tell how close this group is.
Right.
Hey, speaking of the young guys, boy, they're good-looking athletes out there. And at one point, you had 4 freshmen out there with Jariah Horn at one point in time. Give us a quick thought about all these first-year players.
It's funny because that group. So the first day of practice, that group went against all the vets in practice. So, you know, they competed. They won a couple games. So that group is a special group.
They're good-looking young players, and this guy's playing some good basketball. Congratulations, Evan.
All right, thank you.
All right, Evan Batty's the Buffs get a lopsided win over Northern Colorado. We take a time out here on the Buffalo Stampede. We're talking Pac-12 win by the women over Utah when we return.
Frida Foreman, 5 of 6 on three-point shooting, 17 points, a career high for Frida.
She had timely threes, playing beyond the arc, playing off the catch and shoot, off the movement, off the one-bounce dribble, attacking it. She has a lot of room to grow, and you understand with her, she's going to get better and better each opportunity she gets.
Back at the Buffalo Stampede, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. The CU women with a nice victory on Monday in Pac-12 play as they blew out Utah here at the Event Center, 80-50 by 30 points. This young woman right here, freshman Frida Foreman, had 17 points for the Buffaloes. Congratulations. I know the last couple of ball games hadn't gone your guys' way. It had to feel good. Give us a couple of thoughts about this ball game and why you guys played so well.
I think we just came out and were really aggressive, both on offense and defense. And, I mean, we kept Utah from what they like to do early on, and we were very aggressive on O. And that just really helped us control the game from the start.
The defensive numbers in this one were pretty impressive. You guys went about plus 10 or so. I know rebounding, held them to a low percentage shooting. You guys felt good about your defensive effort?
Yeah, very much. I mean, after these last 3 games, it's pretty much been defense that we've been working on a lot in practice, so it's just so nice that it pays off and that we can pull off a win with our defense.
Second game in a row, Freitas had a career high. You're kind of getting your feet underneath you a little bit in this college game, aren't you?
Yeah.
Talk about the transition and what you've learned in the first, 6 games of the season about playing at this level.
I mean, it's just you have to stay ready a lot, and you never really. I mean, when I was at home, I could kind of feel out the game, but here I just have to be ready when I'm in, be smart when I'm in. I'm still struggling with that, making the right decisions, and then there's just like some things that I'm getting used to with like travel rules and foul rules here compared to Europe is different, and it's still showing a little bit more than I would like to, but I mean, I just have to work on that.
What's the best piece of advice that J.R. Payne has given you?
I think probably just she's just been telling me how much she believes in me and giving me a lot of confidence. So when I step on the court, I feel confident to take those shots that I'm.
So the Buffs get a nice 30-point win over Utah. And after the ball game, we heard from sophomore Jalen Sherrod.
We just knew we had to be aggressive coming into this game. It was just important for us to come out aggressive and do what we had to do to get the victory. We knew we had a couple games this year come out kind of slow, and we knew a couple times this game we came out and we didn't finish well. So we knew it was important for us to finish, and we knew it was important to come out aggressive because we knew that was the way we was gonna have to beat Utah, be aggressive. I always say will over skill, but just will to want to win defensively. A lot of people talk about offense, but I think defense wins games, and defense is what's going to win games, and defense is what's going to win championships. So defense just sets the tone, because if you set it on defense, offense will come easy. So that's just the mentality on this team. Just play your heart out on defense, offense is going to come. Even when your shot not falling or you're not playing as well of a game you want to, if you make a stop on defense, you get a steal on defense, you take a charge on defense, that gives energy for everybody.
There's sophomore Jalen Sherrod. She had a career high for the second game in a row as well, as has Frida Foreman, who continues to chat with us here. All right, you come from overseas. Kind of give the fans a little bit of the background on how you ended up here, coming from Denmark to Colorado. How'd that happen?
I mean, I had some contacts who tried to get me over here, and one that I know sent my videos information to the coaching staff here, and they just liked it immediately, and that was pretty much it. So it went by really fast, and I just really liked everything about this program.
Yeah, what did you know about Colorado and Boulder specifically, or the Rocky
I didn't know
Mountains? Anything at all?
I didn't know anything about Boulder or Colorado, but my family's very like outdoorsy, so I mean, as soon as we heard about it, they were all like very excited about it.
Did I hear this right? You cross-country ski as well?
Yeah.
Well, that works out pretty well coming to Colorado.
It does. It does. Yeah.
Have you done some downhill stuff as well?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you've got a little bit of athleticism in the family, right? I mean, your mom was a heck of a basketball player. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 siblings and a mom and dad who all play basketball. So we're just a basketball family, and my mom, she played for the national team a bit, and my dad has been coaching the national team too. So there's a lot of basketball going on. Yeah.
When was the first time you beat your mom one-on-one? Has it ever happened?
I don't think she really wants to put herself in that situation. So.
You know, when it got to my son beat him, I stopped playing him. Same thing happened? Your mom just said, no, I'm not playing anymore?
Yeah, she's like, no.
Hey, give us a quick thought. Now, I know this has been a very difficult season for everybody, including the guys behind us, which are practicing right now, but navigating this tough year. You've got some tough home games this weekend with Arizona and Arizona State coming to town. Give us a thought about that series.
I think I'm just excited to carry this energy from this game into those games and just continue to learn. And we're all stepping up individually, so just putting all that together.
All right. Well, fantastic. Great start to your career. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, Frida Foreman, the CU women get a 30-point victory over Utah here at the Event Center of the Pac-12. Now with those Arizona schools coming to town this weekend. Coming up next here in the Stampede, we're going to talk some football as best we know it with all that's going on with the Pac-12 championship game and the up-and-down nature of this football season.
I know it's a bitter pill to swallow. If I'm a Colorado fan, though, I'm still really proud of this team. Who knew what this season was going to bring? We didn't know who the quarterback was going to be for the Colorado Buffaloes. Jarek Broussard comes in after Fontenot injures himself in practice and fall camp. And here's Jarek Broussard putting together a great season. Colorado fans, You should be so proud of what Colorado has accomplished. They're now 4-1, but it's really not about that. It's about the foundation laid by Karl Dorrell and this coaching staff for the future of this program. They're physical at the line of scrimmage. They've got length in the secondary. They clearly have a run-first mentality on offense. They've got good skill position players on the outside. So good building blocks for this Colorado team moving forward. Karl Dorrell is the right guy. He is a great coach, perfect personality for this team as it currently stands.
Well, there's former Buff Joel Klatt of Fox Sports. He, of course, did the broadcast with Gus Johnson for Fox Television on Saturdays. The Buffs lost their first football game of the year, losing to Utah at Folsom Field. Disappointing loss. Buffalo's now 4-1. However, Buffs are still ranked 25th in the college football poll, which came out earlier this week. Now, along with that loss, the Buffs also suffered the loss of linebacker Nate Lamont. He went down with what was a lower leg injury. We found out he actually ruptured his Achilles tendon. Gut-wrenching for the senior football player for the Buffaloes. Had surgery early this week. Sounds like everything went very well. Now he's got some decisions to make in terms of where he's going and what's going to happen for the future for him from a football standpoint. Now the Buffaloes find themselves in limbo. Not sure what's going to happen. They were slated to play in the second-place game at the Coliseum in Los Angeles on Saturday against Oregon. The Buffaloes now find themselves in kind of an odd area, being that Washington, what was slated to take on USC in the championship game on Friday night. The Huskies couldn't play. Oregon moves up. Buffs find themselves without a dance partner right now. So at this point, they're in kind of a waiting game. Are they going to fill in for somebody in the Pac-12 championship game, or are they going to have to just sit this weekend out and then wait on a bowl game? Which, by the way, on Tuesday night on Buffs Primetime, we caught up with head coach Karl Dorrell and talked about the Buffs postseason possibilities.
We do know that we have a chance to go. We're going to go to a bowl, so we're excited about that. Our players are excited about that. And there's the bowl selection show is going to be on Sunday. So, if we end up not playing this weekend, it would be disappointing, but it's not the end of the world because we still have a game to play. We still have a bowl game to play and prepare for, and hopefully finish this season in a positive way.
Head coach Karl Dorrell talking about the Buffs' limbo right now. They're not sure exactly what's going to happen with this weekend in Los Angeles. Chances are they're not going to play this weekend, but obviously start looking forward to a bowl game, which we'll find out on Sunday what that may look like. Hey, coming up in basketball, the CU women have got the Arizona schools coming to town this week here at the CU Event Center. The CU men are going to be in Las Vegas. They got a game on Sunday. It's a late one on Sunday night. They'll take on the Washington Huskies, but that's not a Pac-12 conference game. That one gets underway at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Scott Wilkie and I will hit the air at 7:30 with the Buffs warm-up pregame show on Sunday evening as the Buffs will take on the Huskies. That'll wrap up this week's Buffalo Stampede. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. We'll talk to you next time.